Let me see. The last thing I'm gonna cover before, because I do got to go film something else too today. I'm sorry. Yo, my boy Josh Giddey, man. Josh Giddey is clearly, just doing some shit wrong. He's 21 years old. He's fucking with a minor. Apparently, the woman might be between the age of 15 to 16. Now, in Oklahoma City, 16 is the age of consent, but she posted up videos and pictures of him, maybe when she was younger, and she was like, yo, just fuck Josh Giddey. Now, he's a starting guard of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He has a lucrative deal endorsement that's worth $40 million. His contract is worth like $40-50 million. So basically, he's a $100 million man, but his career is getting a hiccup because he was fucking with some underage girl. Now, the NBA is reaching out, and they have linked up with, let me see, the NBPD, which is, NBPD is the Newport Beach Police Department in California, and they're trying to figure out if this guy did anything wrong. And they're saying that they released a statement on Josh Giddey investigation, saying that they're actively seeking more information, pursuing all leads and evidence to get to the facts of the case. They said the investigation remains active and is working to conduct a fair and thorough process. An inquiry into whether the Oklahoma City Thunder guard Josh Giddey had an inappropriate relationship with a minor has hit a roadblock. And surprise, surprise, guess who's not cooperating? The family of the teen. Now, it's kind of interesting because when we think about, the R. Kelly situation, like, damn, why would you serve up, or why would you not be outraged if your teenage daughter was fucking with a grown man who's a pervert? And some people I would hear say, yo, well, some of these parents sent their child to go link up with said person because said person's successful. And when I see this, I'm like, why would the people be very against cooperating be the ones who essentially the ones who are against cooperation should be the ones that's most outraged, right? Now, the funny thing about Josh Giddey, and some people think it's because of race. I've seen people get mad at Malika Andrews in her reporting of it. If you don't know, she's like a reporter at the NBA. But if it's anything to do with a black man, she's ready. If it's something to do with a black man, she's going crazy. But if it's, let me see. But if it's to do with a white person, it's almost like they have excuses in a sense. Look, so they're saying, if you want to see the difference in demeanor, look at her report.
We'd be remiss not.
Here we go.
We'd be remiss not to also mention that Missoula was arrested twice at West Virginia, once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault. He pled guilty, paid a fine, and then again in 2009 for domestic battery after an incident at Morgantown Bar. The domestic battery case never went to trial. It was settled in August of 2009. He paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines. So, Woj, why are the Celtics choosing him as their next head coach?
Well, let's start with this. This is somebody whose character they really believe in, whose leadership they really believe in, and tactically.
Okay, so basically she was throwing that nigga Imo Udoka under the bus. This was on draft night for another player.
His name did
Brandon Miller, actually.
surface in court testimony involving a case where his former teammate and another man, they've been indicted for capital murder in the fatal shooting of 23-year-old Jamia Harris in January. The University of Alabama has described Miller as a cooperating witness. How is this factoring, if at all? His name.
So basically, during his draft night, she's mentioning the fact that, yo, this nigga, he's into some shit. Now, when it came time to talk about Josh Giddey and him fucking an underage, a minor, you could tell by her face she don't look too willing, and then you could tell by her tone she don't look too hyped.
Had an improper relationship with an underage girl. In a since-deleted post, an anonymous social media user claimed a girl who was seen with Giddey in videos and images, some of which include explicit captions, was a junior in high school at the time. Giddey, who's 21, he declined to comment on Friday, and despite the serious allegations, Giddey is yet to miss a game this season, and Thunder coach Mark Daigneault, he said he will continue to be in the lineup, saying, quote, just with the information we have at this point, that is the decision we've made. It's obviously a league matter at this point, and the ball is in their court on that. Now, a league spokesperson told me this morning.
All right, basically everybody's saying that, man, this chick is a bed wench. You know what I mean? Like one of them chicks who, when it comes time to report bad about black people, she love it. When it's time to report about a white man doing some shit that could be considered bad, she's like, dragging her foot on it. Regardless of the matter, Josh Giddey has now put his whole career and his whole future in limbo because not only he allowed the girl he was fucking with to be like videoing them shirtless or topless, and she's like, yo, I just fucked this guy. He's fucking with obviously a minor. That's the biggest and the most egregious offense. It's going to come down to a few things. So, again, if she's 16, technically he would have not done anything wrong, even though I do think the NBA is trying to, figure out if he was dating her before she was 16, right? Because, some of these images could be old, to see if maybe there was some impropriety before this year or any year before. Clearly, the mother and the father of the young child or the minor is not cooperating, which kind of leads me, and that's why I was bringing up the R. Kelly references. Sometimes people used to ask, why did the parents send their kid to go fuck with R. Kelly? Like, some of these parents be looking at these motherfuckers like meal tickets too, right? Like, yeah, the parents of Josh Giddey's girlfriend ain't gonna cooperate because she's like, they're probably thinking, yo, he might marry our daughter, and he marry our daughter, shit might be lit. So we not about to cooperate with this type of shit. Instead of thinking initially, damn, was this NBA player or was this grown-ass man inappropriate with our daughter? They don't give a fuck about that. They're thinking about the Skrilla, and that's why they're saying the police and the NBA is coming out to say the people who are not cooperating with the investigation are the parents of the minor involved. What I think is going to happen with this, maybe a slap on the wrist, 5-game suspension at max. He'll probably still be called or considered like, a predator or whatever they want to call him. But I don't think he's going to get any suspension bigger than that. I think it will be swept under the rug. Okay, somebody said apparently she lied. And if she lied, shit, we don't know if she lied. Maybe she's going to admit now that she lied in post to save his ass. But who knows, okay? All right, people. Yo, I got to get out of here. I got to go film something else. I know I told you guys I'm filming something for a new podcast under the network of the Academy. But that should be debuting in a day or two. Until then, please, if you guys could go to theacademy.shop, go cop something on the merch site. I know yesterday I promised I was going to come back. I'm not going to promise tonight, but I might be able to come back, but it's going to be dumb late. Regardless, we are covering, and since the Diddy thing is, I think it's kind of phasing out unless Roger Bond speak, we're going to be covering more in depth and more detailed the whole situation with YSL, and we're going to be covering that until we get a good grasp of how it's going to shape up for the foreseeable future, and if we're going to get a verdict before the end of the year. That's highly unlikely, but we'll be doing that. All right, people, let me go do my thing, and I apologize. I like giving you guys 6 hours. It's only been 4 hours and 30 minutes, but I will be back. Love y'all. Talk to you.